This morning, I got up and went out to my car to take it for a drive, only to discover that my tire was flat. Something must have popped my tire and let all of the air out. If this sounds like you, keep watching this video because in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to fix a punctured tire at home with inexpensive tools. I would recommend keeping the tire repair toolkit that I'll be using in this video in your car at all times so you could fix these on the road, because you could fix this without even removing your tire, but for the purposes of this video, I removed it just to make it a little bit easier to see what I'm doing. Let's show you how to fix a punctured tire. Before you could fix the puncture hole in your tire, you need to figure out where that hole is, and sometimes that's a little bit tricky to figure out. Reasons for this is sometimes nails or screws will blend into your tire and you won't be able to see them against the black background. Other reasons is sometimes it's such a small hole or object in the tire that you can't really see it. So I'm going to show you an easy trick so you could quickly determine where your tire is leaking from. And that trick is to get some soapy water and get ready to put that all over your tire. In my case, this tire was pretty loud because it was actively leaking a lot of air, so I was able to hear exactly where it was leaking from to sort of target the leak area. If you don't know where it is, go ahead and put soapy water all over your whole tire and then I'll show you what's gonna happen. But what if your tire's flat and there's no air coming out of it? Well, if there is, you're gonna have to fill up your tire either way at the end of this video. So I would recommend getting either a compressor or one of these portable air pumps that plugs into a cigarette lighter in your car. Now I'm gonna go ahead and fill this tire up so there's air actively leaking out of it, and then we'll use the soapy water to find the leak. Alright, so now we have our tire with some air in it, and as you could hear, this thing's leaking very loud, so I could actually see exactly where this leak is, but if I couldn't, here's the process that I would go for. I would take my soapy water and pour it onto my tire, and then in this case, it's straight up blowing the air right out, but if this were a smaller, slower leak, this would be creating small bubbles that you'd be able to see, and then you would know exactly where your leak is. Again, this is much faster than normal, so it's leaking a lot of air. If I plug it with this pin, this right here is more what you would expect if there was a nail still in your tire or a piece of debris in there where there was a much slower leak. The next thing to do would be to remove whatever is in your tire if it's still there. And just out of curiosity, let us know down in the comments below what caused your tire to get a leak. In my case, whatever actually caused this leak was already out of the tire by the time I discovered it, so I didn't have to pull anything out, but I got this pin in here to sort of demonstrate what you might have to do. You might have to use something like needle nose pliers like this to grab the nail or screw and pull it out of the tire. Now the actual puncture in the tire will be fully exposed and we could move ahead with patching it. Now what we have to do is use this tool right here to open up that hole in the tire. Wait, what? We need to make that hole bigger? And the answer is yes, we do have to make that hole bigger because we need to fit a plug into the tire, and most of the time these holes are too small for those plugs to actually go in. So this tool will remove a little bit of rubber and open up that hole so the actual tire plug will fit nice into the tire. And if you don't do this, you'll have an extremely hard time getting that plug into that tire. So here we go. So there you can see a little bit of rubber is coming out of the tire. And again, if we didn't take that little bit of rubber out, we never would get the patch into this hole. And there we can see the hole in the tire opened up a little bit, and now this thing is ready to accept the plug. To do this, you'll take your plug tool and your plug, and you'll carefully slide your plug into the tool. To do this, I'm going to go ahead and squash the end of the plug so it's flat. Slide it through the side of the tool. And then I just used my pliers to get this thing centered on that tool. Now, you might want to use lubricant on this depending on if you could get this plug down into your tire. To do this, you're going to go ahead and insert your plug down into the tire. And this is not easy. Again, you're shoving a lot of material into that small hole, so it's pretty tricky to get this thing to actually go. All right, so I ended up sitting on the floor there. I wasn't strong enough to just press straight down onto it. So now we got that plug in there, and I need to yank this thing out firmly and quickly to release the tool from the plug. All right, just like that. And you could see most of the plug rubber is inside the tire, and there's just about 1/2 inch tails sticking out. All right, so now with the tails, we just want to cut those off. You could use something like a knife like this or cutters. And we just want to slice off the excess plug just like that. All right, now what I'm going to go ahead and do is inflate this tire back up to the recommended pressure. The recommended pressure could be found in the driver's door jamb on almost every car in the US, unless it's missing a sticker. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing inflating, and once it's fully inflated, we'll check this for leaks using the soap method, and as long as it looks good, our tire will be good to go back onto our car. All right, and after checking to make sure that your tire isn't leaking anymore, you are done. So you could go ahead and put your tire back onto the vehicle if you took it off. If not, again, just make sure that your tire is filled up to the recommended pressure, and then you're good to go. If you want any of the products that I used in this video, those are linked down below, and they help support the channel so I could keep making videos like this to help you guys out. Like this video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more, and I hope you stick around for more videos like this.